Brilliance Audio.
The Rational Passover Haggadah by Dennis Prager, performed by Mel Foster. The Passover Seder and the Haggadah. Given that the Passover Seder is the most widely observed Jewish ritual, most Jews, and an increasingly large number of non-Jews, are familiar with the Hebrew word Seder. However, few people know what the word means. It is the Hebrew word for order. The modern Hebrew word for okay, beseder, literally means in order. The name, order, was given to the Passover ritual meal because it is conducted in a set order. The Seder consists of 15 steps, written down in a book called the Haggadah, Hebrew for the telling, because it tells the story of the Exodus from Egypt. Understand these steps, and you will understand what the rabbis wanted to achieve at the Passover Seder. Rabbis refers to the ancient rabbis who compiled the Talmud, the holiest Jewish work after the Hebrew Bible. The Talmud, finalized in about the year 500, is the size of a large encyclopedia. It is comprised of dozens of volumes containing philosophy, theology, legends, stories, and most of all, arguments and discussions about how to carry out Jewish laws. The earliest date for the Haggadah is 170, but the finalized edition dates to approximately 750. Why does the Haggadah exist? Because the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, commands Jews to tell the story of the Exodus during the holiday of Passover. See Exodus chapter 13, verse 8, and chapter 13, verses 14 through 15. But it does not specify how to do so. Post-biblical Jewish law did. Were it not for the Seder and the Haggadah, a person would fulfill the Torah commandment in any way he or she chose. Perhaps there would be a holiday meal with family and or friends, at which some people might discuss the Exodus. Perhaps a rabbi or a group of Jewish laymen would discuss the Exodus at synagogue, or perhaps one would talk about the Exodus in a phone call with a friend or relative. All of these would theoretically fulfill the Torah law, but none would come close to being a Seder. In addition, any Jew can fully celebrate the Seder with other Jews anywhere in the world. All Jews recite the same Haggadah, and therefore have the same Seder. Finally, while there is plenty of room for spontaneous discussion, as we will see it is encouraged, the authors of the Haggadah wanted to ensure that Jews incorporate certain aspects of the Exodus story and the Passover holiday at the Seder. It has worked well. Though Jews were exiled from their homeland for nearly 1,900 years, they not only retained their national identity, a unique achievement in human history for a dispersed people, they also kept the story of their exodus from Egypt alive. The Passover Haggadah and the Seder are what made that possible. For discussion, what is more important in Judaism, the home or the synagogue? The central religious institution in Jewish life is not the synagogue. The synagogue, where Jews gather for communal prayer, is certainly important, but the central religious institution in Judaism is the home. The synagogue is essentially a religious adjunct to the home. The home is where the holidays, most important the weekly Shabbat, Sabbath, are celebrated. While many synagogues today conduct a Seder, the vast majority of Jews throughout Jewish history have observed the Seder in a home, either their own or that of a relative or friend. That is why virtually no Jew celebrates the Seder alone. If Jews learn that some Jew has no home to go to for the Seder, it is likely he or she will be invited to someone's Seder. Within the context of Judaism, a Jew being alone on Seder night is particularly sad. After all, the purpose of the Seder and the Haggadah is to tell a story, and one needs others to whom to tell the story. Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, and Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, are the most important Jewish holidays, along with Shabbat. Hence they are referred to as the High Holy Days, and most Jews will have at least one high holiday meal with other Jews. But it is the Seder meal that most Jews feel the greatest need to share with others. Therefore, Jews should seriously consider inviting one or more individuals other than family and close friends to their Seder. There are undoubtedly Jews in your city who, for whatever reason, do not have family or friends with whom they are celebrating the Seder. No Jew should be alone on this night. At the same time, I also suggest inviting non-Jews to your Seder. For too long, Judaism has been hidden from the world. This has not done the Jews or the world any good.